Why hello there my fellow agents, what's up? It's Robbie with Overworld Games and we've got brand new information about Tom Clancy's The Division thanks to fellow YouTuber MARCOSTYLE. You can check out his channel in the description below, but we've got so much to go over, including Dark Zone credits, an update about the map size, and more, so be sure to check out the video guide in the description below to skip ahead to the info you seek. But I think we've talked so much about the map size in The Division. I think we're going to start out with the game's currency. What can we expect from this? Well, previously, you know, I've been stating to expect something similar to Destiny. It looks like that is actually happening. There's going to be two different currencies, at least so far that we know of. There might actually be more. So we have Dark Zone credits, which have been discovered. You basically earn them for killing other players in the Dark Zone or completing missions within the Dark Zone. Now, we do know that there will be Dark Zone vendors, so it's likely these Dark Zone credits would be tied to them, and the vendors would offer very, very rare and unique weapons, but you may actually lose more Dark Zone credits per death than per kill, so that just means you would have to have a really good kill to death ratio in the Dark Zones. Now, this is all speculation still. That part has not been confirmed, so please know that. We will see what happens, and the game is still very much in development. That's why they are not talking about these features. But if it ended up being true and you were making enough currency per kill, I would think that a lot of players would get into the Dark Zone, kill some players without doing the objective, and then exit. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think this is an extra currency, and the real rewards will be when you actually complete a mission. So the second currency in the HUD is actually a gold color, and it appears it's going to be tied to shopping carts littered around the map that are also gold. Now, these shopping carts are actually outside of the Dark Zone. This could mean one of two things. It could mean that this is an overall currency, like you would have Glimmer in Destiny, or it's sort of like a Vanguard currency like you have in Destiny. So it could be tied to co-op missions only. We have yet to have confirmation about that, but what it does look like they are doing with The Division is separating play styles. You have the Dark Zone with its own currency, its own vendors, so that if you are a PvP-centric player, you could just stay in the Dark Zone forever, and then if you're a co-op player, you would just play co-op with other players. Now, I think that to add variety, of course, they're going to have missions that are crossing into the Dark Zone and then outside of the Dark Zone. At least that's what I'm hoping they do a lot in this game, especially for raids. That would be so badass if they actually did that. What about that map size, good sir? Well, I got to play in an area called Bryant Park when I went to E3 2015. It was a fairly decent sized map. It wasn't huge and it had one extraction point. Now, we will be getting more extraction points than just one in the Dark Zone, so that's good news. But the Dark Zone appears that it's going to extend up north from Bryant Park into Central Park. Now, if this ends up being true, that would be so cool, because Central Park offers this completely different play style in PvP. I would imagine that this would be more long range, and you'd have to be extremely careful of being sniped, so that would be a ton of fun to experience, and hopefully we see some cleaners in Central Park or something like that. But it is going to be cool to step from a more urban environment into nature, into Central Park. I'm curious to see what it looks like at nighttime. That's going to be fantastic to see when they finally show it off. But guys, what do you think about these details? Are you still excited for The Division? I cannot wait to see the base of operations in action, and then also customization. Those are the two things I'm just waiting for right now. And then finally they open up the map and you see all of the map in all of its glory, because map size in this type of game is going to be actually very, very important, more so than other games, so it doesn't get too repetitive. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned here to Overworld Games for more news about Tom Clancy, The Division, and so much more Overworld gaming goodness. Cannot wait for the beta. We should be getting a release date for the beta eventually. It's going to be coming first to the Xbox One in December 2015, and then early 2016, PS4 and PC will also be getting the beta too. So guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon enough in mid-crisis New York City. See you guys later.